Good afternoon, everyone. This is Min. I am the co-founder of Colleague AI and also a professor at University of Washington. And today's webinar topic, Mastery-Based Grading Made Simple with Colleague AI. And Colleague AI's research and development is supported by the Institute of Educational Science under U.S. Department of Education and National Science Foundation grants. If you already have a Colleague AI account, this is a time for you to log in and stay there. If you don't have a Colleague AI account, you can register a free account using the step-by-step instruction here on the slide deck, or get to colleague.ai website and then click the button try for free. When you get there, make sure that you take the second step of activate your account via your inbox email. It is always helpful for you to have today's slide deck for your future reference. So you can access today's slide deck through the tiny URL or through the QR code. So today's agenda, we will start with warm-up and then norm the concept. What do we mean by mastery-based grading? Then we will discuss about some core features of Colleague AI to facilitate teachers to implement mastery standard-based grading. And then we will discuss upcoming new features as well as upcoming webinars and professional development opportunities. Norming the concept. One we regard as traditional grading, the other two are standard-based and mastery-based grading. This comparison table is for you to read. There are 4 or 5 aspects of contrasting across these 3 grading practices we like to emphasize today on this webinar. The first is primary focus. For traditional grading, teachers typically utilize to assess the accumulation of students' learning and is oftentimes represented by accumulation of points or accumulation of percentage. And then for standard-based grading, the primary focus is for teachers to assess students' achievement of specific learning standards. Mastery-based grading focus on demonstration of skill masteries. For traditional grading, the assessment scales typically from A to F letter grade or from 0 to 100%, which to illustrate the first point about traditional grading is accumulation of points and percentage. For standard-based grading, it typically utilizes a scale from 1 to 4, 1 to 5 under different instructional framework, which we will illustrate later this webinar. And then for master-based grading, it's also on a scale rubric levels from no mastery showing to a full mastery demonstrated. Reassessment. For traditional grading, teachers typically designed very limited or no reassessment options. For standard-based grading, teachers typically offer multiple opportunities within a time frame to allow students to demonstrate their achievement of specific learning standards. Similarly, for mastery-based grading, there are multiple attempts for students to have until they demonstrate full mastery of a given skill or concept. The feedback style for traditional grading is a single overall grade. For standard-based grading, typically teachers offer specific feedback per standard. And for mastery-based grading, very detailed feedback on mastery criteria. Again, you can take a look at other dimensions comparison across these 3 grading practices. Up to this point, you may already discovered that standard-based and mastery-based grading are very similar in a number of dimensions because they are rubric-based grading practices. And teachers in practice oftentimes integrate these two types of grading practices. There are several key benefits as demonstrated in a couple of research papers. One is more purpose student-centered teaching practice as one of the core benefit of rubric-based grading. The other is enhanced students' growth mindset and ownership of learning. And the third is making teaching and learning progress more transparent, enjoyable for both teacher and students. There are also challenges associated with rubric-based grading practice, such as teachers' capacity in developing effective rubrics, increased workload in grading, particularly teachers need to carry out many front work of designing those rubrics. If teachers allow students to resubmit, they're apparently generate more grading tasks. The third is the difficulty in communicating with students and their guardians to understand fully what should students' next action going to be based on the grading report, as well as to justify students' grades. Colleague AI plays a key role in supporting teachers to implement rubric-based grading practices by addressing some of the key challenges. Colleague AI support rubric-based grading practice on several aspects. The first is to generate scale levels for a given standard or a given assessment items. Colleague AI offers several instructional and rubric frameworks for teachers to choose and or they can define their own. The scoring report typically use 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 scale and measure students' level of learning progression and depth of knowledge or mastery of concept or advancement to a given standard, with clear definition for each rubric level so that students themselves can use those rubrics to assess their own work. It supports teachers to facilitate their students' responsive learning because Colleague AI, in collaborating with teachers, ensures all students receive prompt, tailored feedback, supporting their learning progression. The reporting focuses on the strengths of the students demonstrated, as well as areas for improvement. Third, Colleague AI facilitates students' reassessment. It emphasizes the importance of providing students with time and opportunity to redo assignment, reassess their understanding about concept, tracking learning progression towards mastery on given standards, allow teachers to conduct a data-driven instruction. So let's see Colleague AI in action. We will first demonstrate using the brainstorm idea, which is a prompt-based AI strategy. We will show you how to do a temperature check of the student's work by simply marking student handwritten or digital work. And then we will illustrate rubric-based grading and offer students feedback. So for those of you who are now on Colleague AI, you can just click this URL. Once you click it, you will see this is a student work on a simple classroom formative assessment teacher give to students. It's about 20 items, and those 20 items are double-digit minus single-digit subtraction problems. And the teachers also have the answer key here on this worksheet. And now the teacher's prompt is, in the text image, you will see the top part includes student work and the bottom part includes the answer key. and you want to break down the task for the AI, you ask the AI to read the student's work carefully, print out the student's work first, and then compare student's work with the answer key. Last, mark student's work, print out a table that include the item, the assessment item themselves, students' answer, correct answer, and the AI's marking on students' work. So as you can see here, Claire AI performed this successfully and identify which item the students answered correctly, which item doesn't answer correctly, because I also asked the AI, last step is to summarize the students' strengths area for further improvement. Here is for teacher to quickly scan the report, understand, oh, those are the common mistakes, errors, or misconceptions students had about this simple exercise. As you can see, for these students, it's a lot about need to be more careful about their calculation, and students could benefit from double checking of their work. And so this is sort of one demonstration of how you can use brainstorm idea on Colleague AI to do a very simple fast temperature check, can be carried out or useful in a situation when teacher in the moment in the classroom or right after a given lesson, teachers just wanted to look at the exit ticket of students and see the students' mastery level of given concept, and then adjust their instruction for the next lesson or second day. Okay, let's take a look at another example. This one is created by Haley Spong from Federal Way Public Schools, and she is a 7th grade math teacher. And but she also created example just for this webinar about English language arts. And we can you can click this icon, which has the URL of her chat with Claire AI embedded underneath of the picture. And you can see that here, when you click her rubric, you can see like this is her rubric about the 5th grade writing assignment. And this is pertain to multiple standards. And then we can also take a look of her example. This is one example students writing. And now her ask to the AI is, attached is a 5th grade writing sample graded using the attached rubric. It's very important for you to use Claire, this chatbot, doing grading by offering her specific suggestions, guideline in terms of how you want her to carry out the grade and carry out the grading. And as you see here, Claire successfully graded the student work, wrote the sample report, and you can, of course, click advanced editing to further edit the response before you return the feedback to the student. Okay, we hope that these two examples offer you some inspiration of how you may design your own prompt to get Claire AI or any other chatbot to assist you with grading. And next, we wanted to illustrate to you about using Colleague AI's designated workflow to conduct rubric-based grading. So with that, we can look at one example, again, offered by Haley. And when she gets on Colleague AI, this is her prompt to that designated workflow. And she offered a title for the assessment. She defined that now she wanted to generate a rubric for standards. And then she defined the subject and defined the grade level and offer, here are the learning standards about writing. She is hoping the generated rubric will cover those learning standards. And she wanted to use Bloom's taxonomy as the rating scale framework design. And here, the other requirement box is for educators to guide the AI in the rubric generation. Anything that you want the AI to keep in mind, you can put it here. Again, we can click the icon to take a look of the generated rubric. Now let's take a look within the Colleague AI platform, how Haley generated a rubric using our designated workflow. You can navigate to the left bar and click Generate Content. When you click that, click the second tab, Rubric. And here, this is how she defined the title, and she clicks the first option, Generate rubrics for standards. And then she clicked the subject area, grade level, so on and so forth, as included on the slide deck. You feel free to model after what she have done and see how you think about the rubric being generated along with given learning standards. For the next part of the demonstration, I actually wanted to show you another way of generating rubrics. And the second way is assuming that, we can navigate to the slide deck one more time. This is assume that you already have assessment look like this, right? And you wanted to design rubrics for the assessment you already have. And so we will use the second pipeline that's called specific rubric for assessment. So with that, we can come back to here, and what we'll do is a third grade two-step word problem. And then we will say we're gonna now create specific rubric for assessment. And you can include text here if you have written text, or you can upload the document. So for me today, I will upload a document. My document, as you can see, this is what I created using my own cell phone and snapped a picture of a student work. And now I am going to drag the document and drop it here. Once I have done that, then in the rubric rating scales, I will choose depth of knowledge as the framework. And I could also specify which standard I want the AI to apply to this assessment. If we don't specify, the AI will automatically find the most relevant standard to apply to this assessment. For demonstration purpose, I am not going to specify anything here. The other requirement box is really up to your imagination. Anything that you want to guide the AI in the rubric generation and grading practice, you could put it here. So now I click drop the rubric. Once it's returned back to you, that means now you see on my screen as a complete the rubric generation process. It automatically saved to my document. In the my document folder, as you can see now, the assessment item being extracted from the regional image or PDF file, and it finds the most relevant standard. And then you can see it apply to the depth of knowledge framework here. And now this is, you now have the full editing functionality. You can edit to your satisfaction. This is a critical step for teachers to utilize their expertise, agency to modify, because if the rubric are not 100% correct or as intended by the teacher, the next stage of grading practice will continue these potential like errors or misunderstandings. And therefore, teachers need to double, triple check by themselves, modify as needed. Once they have done that, then they can open the AI chat at the, let me go back to demonstrate to you again. You will see this open AI chat. You can open it, and now we can give the AI grading a little bit more space on my screen. The AI grading, you click this. You can do the AI grading by drag, drop files, or you can click to generate a QR code, and you can use a separate device that have a camera, such as an iPad, such as a phone, to scan your students' work and then upload it here. Or you can let your students scan the QR code. They can scan their written work and then submit it here. You can start to grade their work. Okay, let's now get our little cheat sheet again. Now I just drop a file, which is the one you saw about the two-step work problem. And now Claire start to conduct the grading. And this step take a few seconds just because it's such complex process in the back end. And this is maybe the time you can taking care of something else and let Claire do its job. And Claire will start to analyzing students' work, separate the assessment item from the student written response, and then apply the rubric for each of the assessment items. Now, as you finish generating, we can take a look at the report. It just started. You can, of course, click the show chain of thought to see how Claire break down the task and find the answer key or generate the answer key and then compare to student own work. And then for each of the assessment item, as you can see, which is matched onto the rubric itself in terms of the assessment item, and then the corresponding standards give a score, offer justification for the scoring, and then strengths area for improvement. Of course, imagine here you have multiple students, your entire class even, and then you can ask a Claire AI, summarize the performance across all my students in terms of their strengths area for improvement. Then after that, you may even ask Claire, now generate additional learning materials for students at different learning stages or mastery levels. Last but not least, I wanted to show you some other features we already developed or we are in the process of developing and will be available to you soon to further facilitate your mastery-based grading practice. We have developed other technology such as web extension and other single sign-on options for users to use our grading practice in their learning management systems. And the web extension allow you to conduct a grading using the web version of your Canvas or Schoology. And for the more integrated option, we allow enterprise users to use a single sign-on like ClassLink or Clever or Google Microsoft single sign-on to do more integrated grading practice. And let's take a look. And so how to download the web extension. Here is an example. Once you get on Colleague AI's landing page, you can click add the web browser extension, add to Chrome if you have a Chrome as your web browser, or you can add to Edge if Edge is your web browser. Once you add that, let's do a demonstration of using Canvas. So this is a Canvas speed grader. And as you can see here, let me organize my screen a little bit to show you. And this is a web extension. And double check if you already signed in. Sometimes, and you may not see all the rubric you have developed in your My Document folder if you have not signed in. Just double check that you have signed in on the Cog AI web extension first. Once you have that, and then you can click here. Now we're going to select the rubric that we just generate. And this is the uploaded student's work. And then you can click the button AI grading. Now, this is a much faster process. Once it's a finished grading, you can copy and then post to your Canvas speed grader feedback box, and then you can give the student's grade. Here, you can add it to your satisfaction. Then you click submit from here. Or you can download the grading report from Cog AI platform and then attach here as attachment. So this is a very simple, straightforward way of leveraging on the browser extension to conduct grading. The other more integrated method is we're currently developing a classroom student-facing version. And here you can utilize more integrated grading assessment pipeline with your students together to complete the AI-assisted grading. We are, if in the future you use the classroom function to conduct the AI-assisted grading, AI will able to distill, to summarize for you periodically in terms of on each of the assessment item, what is your mastery level of your students? And then you can work with Clear AI to support your students at a different learning stages. That's what we prepared for you today about mastery-based grading. We have other webinars planned for you in the future. If you are interested in, join us. Thank you so much for attending our webinar. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.